welcome to the Confessions in the Home Office podcast. My name is Wendi Hill, and I've been running my marketing consulting company, Market Momentum, out of my house for almost 20 years. I'm in Greenville, South Carolina, and I have an episode each week, and a lot of times I have guests of other business owners, or I'll talk about a marketing topic or a topic about just working from home. So we've had a lot of great guests on recently, and I'm taking a little break on guests. Every time I say that, great guests pop back up. So there'll probably be another one in the next week or two. But today I want to talk about a program that I have. I've had it since the pandemic, but I really have never marketed it because, the marketer doesn't market. And I helped a lot of clients during the pandemic with this, and it's a 60-day program called Accelerate. So business owners, a lot of times, are just, all the time, are running crazy. They're chasing money, they're hiring, they're dealing with customer service, they're dealing with everything, relationships, just everything. And so I feel like marketing is one of those things where people will either say, we'll get to it, or we're probably not doing what we should do, or I was a marketing major in college. I can get to this. I will completely get to this. I'm going to work on it at the end of the year, and next year everything will be great. And that's not what's going to happen. But a lot of people are also nervous about a long-term commitment with a marketing consultant or a small marketing firm or a larger marketing firm. It can be expensive over time, depending on what you're doing. And sometimes it's just not a fit. So I feel like Accelerate is a really good program. It's, like I said, 60 days, and it's a good way to kind of feel out if it's a good fit. But when you leave Accelerate, you're going to have something that you can use going forward. So I want to break down what it is and kind of walk you through it, and you can decide for yourself what you want to do. So Accelerate is online sessions working with me for 60 days. So that's about 8 weeks. And we can do weekly sessions, or if you're going to be out of town and we need to double up the next week, that's fine. What we're going to do is we're going to start with an assessment or an audit. And I have an audit PDF I can send to people when they sign up, and you can go and start working on the audit yourself. It is a little long. So it might be something where you say, no, the first session or so, I want us to work on the audit together. And that's completely fine. But the audit's going to look at all the areas of marketing, and you're going to figure out, am I doing these things? Am I doing them the right way? Do I need help in these areas? And don't feel bad if you're going through some of it and you say, we're not doing this at all, or I don't know if we should be doing this. That's what it's there for. And then we can kind of take that and then look at your goals of where you're wanting to go and kind of figure out what we need to fill in and figure out. So do the audit and the assessment. We'll look at your goals, and then we'll work on a plan together. This isn't something where I'm going to say, go write your plan, and then next week on the call, just go over it with me and I'll give you feedback. This isn't really coaching. This is I'm working with you. So we may be typing on a Google Doc together on the call, or it might be something where you need to send me a file afterwards and I'll work on it and send back to you. But I want to make sure that when you leave that you've got a plan in place. So once we get the goals, we get the plan together, if there's things that you don't feel comfortable with, whether it's social media, it's your website, it's email marketing, it's something with SEO, it's your advertising plan, or something maybe with some PR, we'll go ahead and work on that. If you have been putting off email marketing because you don't know how to use one of the platforms and you don't have all your names in a database, we'll do that together. We'll get it set up, we'll get a message out, and you may not have every name you want in there to start, but at least you'll know how to do it and get going. If your social media has been a mess, or if you've been on every platform, maybe you don't need to be on every platform. And we'll work on what you need to do and when and how, and get all that figured out. So that way you have a framework and you have some things that are working when you're done after those 60 days. So a lot of this is too, just so you feel better about things. If you finish Accelerate and you say, this is great, and I've learned a little bit about email marketing, and I feel like we've got our plan in place, but I still can't do this, and we need to keep working together, that's fine. I'm not going to cut you off and not answer your emails after 60 days. That has turned into some long-term clients, but just know that that is not a sales pitch for that. This is really me trying to help you get everything set up and ready to go. And then if you want to talk about results, if you start implementing before the end of the 60 days, you're going to start seeing some improvements and some results. If we use the whole 60 days to plan everything and to help set up some platforms or tweak some things, you're not going to be able to see results right away. You're just going to feel better knowing that you've got tools and you've got a plan and you know what to do. But I have had clients that just after 3 or 4 sessions, we've started working on some things and they're like, you know what? I am getting some more emails from people about this. I'm getting some more traffic on my website. But it just kind of all depends on how much we get done in those 60 days. We try to get as much done as possible. So you may say to yourself, I'm going to work on this over Christmas break. I don't need any help. You're not going to do it. You're not. And I know that because that's what I would say. And I'm a pretty motivated person. You may say, the first week of the year is dead for my business. I'm working on marketing. That will be the week that you get the flu and you can't do anything. So don't wait. Don't keep putting it off. Don't keep saying, well, I took some marketing classes as electives in college. I can do this. You're not going to do it. You need to focus on other things with your business. And wouldn't it be nice just to have somebody to talk to you to bounce ideas off of, who's experienced? You can say, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. Let's try this. And you've got one-on-one time with them for 2 months. And if you say, you know what, after that, I'm done with Wendi, that's totally fine. And if you want to stick around, that's great too. So I don't have a lot of spots for this because I still have a full book of business, but I feel like this is really important. A lot of businesses have had a down year, and I'm thinking next year things are going to turn around a little bit. It's going to take a while. So why not go ahead and get back on track? So if you are interested in learning more, just want to talk about it, go to wendyhill.com/accelerate. You can read through there, hit the button at the bottom. It'll take you to a form. It'll send a note to me and we'll get on the phone or we'll get on Zoom or whatever you want to do and talk about it and see if it works. So that's about it. That was my podcast/pitch for the Accelerate program this week. So that's it for this episode of Confessions in the Home Office. I'll be back next week and I hope everybody has a great week. Thanks.